Alright, what is going on guys, it's Texqa here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a brand new video, and this is something you guys have requested a lot lately on every single social media that I have, from YouTube to Twitter to Instagram. You guys have been asking to see the settings and binds that I use, so today I'm going to be showing you the settings and binds that I've been using for the past couple months now, and tell you a little bit about why I genuinely believe that using these binds with practice will make you a better player. Before we get into the video, there is one thing I would like to say quickly. If you guys are not already using code Texqa, T-E-X-Q-A, in the item shop, definitely put this in as your code. It does help me a lot more than you guys think, and I do really appreciate it. For those of you who just want to see quickly and don't want to listen to me explain how to set these binds up and what they mean, these are my binds. You guys can pause this video wherever you'd like, and I'm just going to go very quickly. These are my combat controls, my build controls, my edit controls, and my dead zones. And then onto my settings, just very quickly. These are my sensitivities. All of my sensitivities right here. Controller edit mode, building mode sensitivities, sprint by default on, reset building choice on, aim assist on, turbo building on, controller auto run on, auto pick up weapons on, auto sort consumables to right on, and build a pro build immediately on. Those are all my settings, but for those of you who want to go more in depth about these binds and what they mean and what all these settings mean, please watch the entire video and I will walk you guys through how exactly to set up these binds and how to set up all of my settings. Alright, so first off I'm going to show you guys how to set up these binds. So on the custom tab, you press X or square, I believe, to reset, and then you go down to Builder Pro. You want to start with the Builder Pro base, and then I'm going to walk you through how to set up these binds. So I'm going to start with the D-pad just because it's simple. Obviously, inventory stays the same. I believe my left D-pad is place a marker. So place a marker, squad comms I get rid of. I actually have it as push to talk, but I also very much like making this wherever auto run is sprint and auto sprint, so I just like you tap it and it sprints for you. And then this emote slash replay, that's perfect. This is where it starts getting into the actual binds. The left stick should become your pickaxe, so toggle pickaxe, and the Y button is what I use for switch mode. The X button stays the same. B, you definitely want to make this tap to edit. If you guys are not using tap to edit, you are missing out. It is a complete competitive advantage. If you are a controller player that is still using hold to edit, you are at a disadvantage. So we're going to make this tap to edit. A is still jump, of course. Crouch and repair, that is okay. Alright, so the first page looks good. We're going to go ahead and switch to the next. Here's the build controls. The only thing that I switch here is I come over right here to the right stick. I don't ever really rotate my stairs, and I would prefer to be able to crouch, so I put it as crouch and repair instead of rotate and repair. And then over to edit binds, I definitely recommend getting rid of this right stick to reset bind. I think that's way too slow. I definitely recommend using either left trigger if you guys have trigger stops, or left bumper to be faster if you guys do not have trigger stops. This will be your fastest option to reset. I personally use left trigger with trigger stops and I really like it a lot. And then on to dead zones, guys. I actually like these default dead zones a lot. These are the default Xbox dead zones. I haven't felt the need to change them at all. So whatever really feels comfortable with for you here would be the best bet. But I really haven't felt the need to change them at all. These ones work perfectly, so you guys can use these ones as well if you want to. And alright guys, now to the actual settings. As you can see, I use controller sensitivity X of 1.0 and controller sensitivity Y of 1.0, the maximum sensitivity. This is very important if you guys want to be able to react quickly to people shooting behind you and be able to track people more efficiently through the air if they're flying really fast. Like say someone's shooting behind me, I can spin really quickly and place a wall, whereas if I was on a lower sensitivity it would take a while to be able to get there. And I think it's really important to be able to practice and get used to a high sensitivity, because the higher your sensitivity and the more experience you have with it, I feel like the more potential you have to be a better player. It really is just about a lot of practicing and gaining a lot of experience with it so you guys can actually get comfortable with it, and then it'll actually be very efficient and probably the best sensitivity I recommend that you use. For you guys using lower sensitivities, you can creep up slowly to get to 1.0, that's fine too, but so long as you get to 1.0 X and 1.0 Y, I definitely think with experience, as I said, it can gain a competitive advantage. Alright, onto the targeting and scope sensitivity. I have these both at 0.700, so they're both the same and they're both pretty high. Once again, as I said, I really think it is about gaining experience with a higher sensitivity and being able to have that speed to react quickly. I think that's very important. The controller building and edit mode sensitivity, I also have the same. They're both at 1.100, and I do enjoy the speed of being able to build and turn more quickly when I'm doing 90s. In my edits, I would like to be able to swipe faster, so I put it up by just a little bit. You have to remember these are a multiplier of what your base sensitivity is, so don't go too overboard with this if you are already at a high sensitivity. But these are the ones that I've found to work perfectly for me, and I really enjoy using these sensitivities. Alright, and now after doing those binds with you guys, this is something that's really important. As you see here, sprint by default. Definitely have this on. You need to have this on. You guys do not have a sprint bind unless you use the right D-pad bind, and you need to be able to sprint. What sprint by default does is all you have to do is push up on your left thumbstick and you'll be sprinting. You don't have to click it in or anything, just push up and you will sprint. I have found it to work perfectly. I've never had any issues with it, and I actually like it a lot better than having to push a button to sprint, so I definitely recommend putting this on. If you do not put this on and you use the binds that I showed earlier, you will not be able to sprint. Alright, for the next setting, I do have tap to search interact on. I do actually like using this. It can get annoying sometimes, but for the most part, it's pretty convenient, and I do like using that. Reset building choice on. I don't really know if that matters or not, but I've always had that on. Aim assist on, of course. Edit mode aim assist. If you guys are using edit mode aim assist, this is a big no-no. If you think this is helping you, it is not. It is only hurting you. If you have this on, definitely turn this off. Turbo building, of course, on. Controller auto run on. That is so that if you guys did do that right D-pad bind, you'll have to triple tap your right D-pad and it'll auto sprint for you. Let me see. Yep, just like that. So that is the controller auto run. Let me stop sprinting. Alright, auto pick up weapons on. I definitely do recommend having this one on. It can get annoying just like auto open doors and put you in a bad position, but this one will actually help you in other situations as well, so I definitely recommend having this in order to pick up weapons before enemies at times. Auto sort consumables to right, I like that a lot. I always sort my consumables to the right, so this makes it easier. Builder Pro immediately on. If you do not have this on, you are at a disadvantage. It builds a lot faster on controller, and this is definitely an advantage. If you guys do not have this on, definitely turn this on. Controller edit hold time. For those of you who really don't want to make tap to edit a thing, if you have a controller edit hold time, make sure it's at the very lowest that it is. That's very important. And then vibration on. I think that's all the settings. Alright guys, so it looks like we went through all my settings and binds, and I just want to say one last thing to you guys. For those of you who do not know already, I am a claw player, so that means I can hit all these buttons while still spinning around, and I just want to say, if you guys do not have a scuff and do not play claw, you definitely aren't at as much of an advantage as everyone else, but these binds I feel like still will help you, and with practice these can still make you a better player. But for those of you who do not play claw already and do not have a scuff, I definitely recommend looking into it. The ability to hit all these buttons while also turning around, it's really important, and with experience and with practice it'll 100% make you a better player. Alright, well that's going to be it for me guys. I hope you all enjoyed this, and until next time, peace.